So one of the hottest areas in Houston, Texas is a spot that nobody knows about if you're moving here. We get the Woodlands talk all the time, and we get Katy, and we get Sugarland, but there's an area up in the northwest section of Houston that 70% of our people moving and relocating here are not only looking at, but purchasing homes. And there is a reason for it. So in this video, I'm going to discuss this area, this super secret top area in Houston, and you're going to learn a lot about it to whether you're either going to like living there or you'll hate living there. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie with the Living in Houston, Texas team. And this is the first time to this channel, and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and all about this secret area called Cypress. Make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. And we are the #1 relocation team here. We've helped over 200 clients move, relocate, buy houses, and we absolutely love it. So thinking about moving anywhere in the Houston area, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Houston, Texas. All right, so being the #1 relocation team here, we've had thousands of reach outs. We bring up the map more times than not, and we're really going through some of these areas. And when we hear what people like or what they don't like, a lot of times we can lead them into areas that they've never seen. The problem is a lot of times you're reading these things online and you can just never get a grasp of what it's truly like to be in there. So in this video, I'm going to, really talk about Cypress, Texas, because it's one of the fastest growing areas. I can't steer you in any way, but if you go onto basically any website, you're going to read about the school districts and them being top rated. We'll show that later, but you can do a lot of that research yourself just to find out that information. But I want to bring up the map. I want to go through a couple of these 2 or 3 top areas that people are choosing. And again, you have to understand that, this is Northwest Houston. You're going to be sandwiched in between some of the top suburbs that people love going to and close to Houston too. So what I need to do, jump over to the map. All right, so as you can see, we have the zoomed out map of Houston. People always say, oh my gosh, I love Katy, but I got to work, down south, and it doesn't look too far. There's this beltway here. That should be quick. It's not. I have videos. In fact, my editor's probably going to put it up right now of me going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit and getting past like I'm standing still. And it still takes an hour to get from Katy all the way up to the Woodlands here. So do you like driving fast? You're going to love Houston. I'm going 8 miles an hour the speed limit, and that dude's going like a lot more than 8. Look at that. You guys didn't believe me in any of my videos, but now I'm proving it. The one thing about Houston being the 4th largest city in the nation, you can move to the wrong spot very quickly. But when people reach out and they're like, you know what, I want to be over, in that northwest section, northwest, but I want to be close to downtown Houston, be able to go to ball games. I actually like, a little bit of, some nature out there, or you really don't care if you are on the west side of Houston or east side because you're working from home. Cypress is an area that we are getting so much attention. Every client, once we talk about it, they want to go see Cypress. So I want to just really show you that it's here in this northwest section. It's inside the 99. This baby is hot off the press. This is the newest loop. So the good news is you have this to quickly get from Katy all the way up to the Woodlands. It is tolled. It'll cost you, but it ain't much. It's a couple bucks. I was just on the 99 the other day up in this northern section. The cool part about it, everything is brand new. I'm talking brand new shops, brand new restaurants, brand new HEBs, brand new houses, brand new golf courses. It's really nice. And that all started stemming when they knew probably a decade ago that this 99 was going out. So Cypress is an area that has some of the hottest neighborhoods right now because it was one of the first to kind of grow that wasn't in the major area. It's crazy when you go into Katy or the Woodlands, some of these houses are 30, 40 plus years old. These are master plan communities that started in the 80s. So This is all relatively new. And it's crazy because my business partner here, Joe, he lived here his whole life. And he's like, man, this was all dirt fields, 10 years ago. I can't believe this. So that's the one thing I want you to know when you're moving to Houston. Sometimes you've never heard of these areas and they could be one of the hottest areas. So that's why you definitely reach out. Cypress right here. I've been there multiple times. If you just drive right down the 290, you can get into Houston quickly. Residents really enjoy that. The one thing that you don't really get a true picture of is just how pretty it can be. It's a lot of the new construction neighborhoods to the south of 290 here. But I do know, and you can see it in our vlogs, we go on this Tomball Cypress border right here. There's 50 to 100 acre ranches with cattle, with giant oak trees. It is stunningly beautiful. So that's one thing. You kind of have this like farm living, but you have everything nice and new. Again, that's why you got to reach out. So what we want to do is talk about some of the main areas. Right now, the hottest area that everybody's loving in the Cypress area, and I'm going to type it in so that it borders it or actually shows it, is Town Lake. Okay, so when we did our full vlog, you'll be able to see videos of this. But as I zoom out, you'll see the dot right there. The important note to this is people come to Houston and they obviously see it's very green, and you have major lakes, right? You have Lake Houston and you have Lake Conroe up here. But those are the only lakes that you can boat on, except for the one in Town Lake. They built this lake right here that you can actually take pontoon boats. And we have taken so many clients. You can see up in the corner here, they have boat slips right here. There's restaurants, there's bars. You can go get brewskis. They do 4th of July parades. Across the way from this is a lazy river. And when we were there filming one day, there was like 9 golf carts there of moms. Like they got like 4-seaters, 6-seaters, and they got the whole entire plethora of kids with them. And they go and they're hanging out with the moms talking, and the kids are in the lazy river. They're playing sand volleyball. There's water slides. So you have like these all-encompassing top state-of-the-art master plan communities. And in the building that was connected to it, it had a bunch of like arcade games. It has a big screen. They do movie nights, family nights. So you're also going to be able to meet people really quickly. In Town Lake, people are loving it. The problem is if I go to the map here, you can see Google needs to get their ish together, because a lot of it is all developed, but it's showing on here that it's not. So some of the houses that, people love along the lake here, I can't get down close enough to. But you can see they're big size homes with pools. And what you got right there, the docks. You can take the pontoon boat out and go cruising on the lake. So to be 20-25 minutes from downtown Houston, to be able to have a boat and go boating, to go over and hit restaurants, 4th of July parades, it's going to be an amazing fit. Again, the one thing that people love about the Cypress area too, we'll talk about here in a little bit, is some of the school systems. I wanted to point that out real quick. Again, public information. I can't steer you in any way, but you can go read this stuff and everybody raves. It's called the Cypress Fairbanks, but if you are a local here, y'all, it's the Cy-Fair. Cy-Fair schools, they're very highly rated. And the cool part is, when you talk about new construction areas and these areas that are just now developing, everything's new and state of the art. So that's what the schools are like too. A lot of these ISDs around here are getting major facelifts. That's the independent school districts. But when you can start out, fresh, it's pretty nice. The cool thing is too, with Town Lake, you're very well self-sustained. You got the Mickey D's over here. You got Kroger. Sorry, Kroger, you're garbage compared to the HEB, but you have all your shops, restaurants, bars right here. So you a lot of times you don't have to go so far. You can see, if it lets me zoom in, you have this master plan community Town Lake pool right here. And right here, if it lets me go down, yes. Okay. We walked these streets, the boardwalk, all of these are shops, restaurants, bars. And right out there is a public dock that you can go hang out on. And that's where they launched the fireworks and stuff. And if you have a boat, you can park it right here and go in. And then there's your, oh man, if you come here, if you haven't heard of Torchies yet, hear about it. It's the bomb. This right here, here's the lazy river. You have, and that's what's cool too. You have an actual white sandy beach. So I'm definitely not trying to just sell you 100% on Cypress, but this is the difference between like new master plan and some of the older ones, is like this real state of the art stuff. And then right here at this playground in this field is where everybody was parking their golf carts and then just walking into the facilities here. Let me back out real quick. We've got Town Lake is right here. One of the other most popular ones, Town Lake right now, you can actually probably still get on the lake for in the, 800 range to 900 range. So you can live that lake life just like that. In the actual Town Lake area, you're going to pay a little bit more than you would an area like Bridgeland. I was super shocked when we came here. Town Lake obviously is like, it's just amazing. But Bridgeland to me was more almost my style. When you go in here, if you see this, look at all these little cul-de-sacs in here. I got 3 little kids. I got to keep them out of traffic. My 2-year-old, he's an absolute renegade. He takes off from the garage naked on his scooter. So if I can get him in a cul-de-sac, I'm down. And Bridgeland's full of it right here. And it also was 100% covered with paths. So no matter where you're going in here, the kids have massive, massive sidewalks. And believe it or not, some of the older Houston neighborhoods, they ain't got them. So that's something that I look at. And Bridgeland was very, very pretty. And it's going to be a little bit more accepting to maybe a lower budget. But yeah, I mean, some of these bigger houses, you can see how pretty it is. It is covered with these lakes, these fountains. So you can tell, it's fall right now. We ain't got no leaves anywhere. Can't wait for that weather to hit. But nice and sunny. So you'll get to enjoy these days, and you can go out walking and enjoy it. You can see it right there in the trees. You got parks galore. So, hey, I'm a dad, might take the Yeti, might have a cocktail in it. Don't tell nobody, and let the kids, wear themselves out. But in neighborhoods like this, I'm confident, like the one that we just moved to, of having these sidewalks, my kids can go to cul-de-sacs and neighborhoods, down the street. And I feel good about them riding their bikes together. They get with their little homies and they cruise. So you can kind of see the style. A lot of them have pools. You have a lot of green space, tons of parks. And right now, if I zoom back out and get here, you're going to see very closely that there's just schools galore. Again, go read them all. But this one right here, you're going to read is obviously the rankings on here that's just people dogging on it, but the actual ranking of it, super high, Cy-Fair. One of the other ones that people love, one of the top, is the Cypress Creek Lake right here. And it's actually a part of the master plan community that ties into the Black Horse Golf Club. So if you're a golfer, I like to go out there and lose some balls. I send it all the time. Black Horse is an awesome course that you can be, kind of members of. And you can see here, splash pads, parks, golf courses. You really have everything. The other thing I want to show, again, when you have a lot of new construction and people moving in, you got to have enough schools for it. I can't type, but I'll click it. Just elementary schools alone. You can see right in here, you've got 3-4 of them, major ones, and they're right in the neighborhoods. I love this about some of these Texas suburbs, that you can basically walk your kids to school, or they can ride their bikes there. That I come from, small Northwest areas, and there was just like one school, and sometimes we were miles and miles away. Now I was riding the bus till like 9th grade. Comment down below, how long did you have to ride the bus for? I had to ride that damn thing till my sophomore year. But there's plenty of newer schools in here. By the way, this is one of the biggest urban areas, and we travel over here for that. And as you see, there's a lot of schools heading up this way. So I just want to talk about some border areas. When you look at, sorry, wrong layer. And when you look at this, the other thing about the Cypress area is you're inside the 99. So this is the belt city, right? You have Beltway 8, you have the 610 loop, and you have the new 99. So this is going to run you straight into Houston in 25 minutes. Pretty easy to get in and out. The other thing is, you can't keep my wife away from the Woodlands. They got probably the best shopping in all of Houston, Texas. Besides, obviously, you have the Galleria, which is right here. The Galleria, you have the largest indoor mall in America, and also the biggest, I'm going to butcher this, and I always do, but the biggest medical industry is right here on the west side of Houston as well. So again, jobs galore. You have the energy corridor, which everybody, which is notorious here in Houston. Everybody works oil and gas. That's right here. You can see the energy corridor. So Cypress is kind of this newer hot area that gets you close to the medical industry, close to the energy corridor. Right next to, here's Katy, Texas. You can go use their giant freaking Typhoon water parks, golf courses. You have the Woodlands right there, and you're a quick jaunt in. The other thing, super sneaky, my wife actually, she's a shopaholic. She says these are the best outlets. So it's the Houston Premium Outlets right here on this northwest corner. It is a massive, massive outlet mall. And you also have a Costco. It's right down the road. So when you're in Cypress, you know, just like many of these master plan communities, you're completely self-sustained. I mean, if you're working there, that's what you want, because you don't want to have to travel to other master plan communities. Nothing is close. Like they say, everything is 2-hour drive in Houston. It's for real, homies. It's for real. And so you have massive, you know, shops here for all the school clothes and everything. And then you have the Costco's, you have all your master plan communities, and look at how pretty it is. You know, you get this, you know, real like treed area. In fact, there's actually some of these estates up here that are more like equestrian style. I know that Tomball, if you like the woods and more country style, Tomball is like the hottest spot right now. I'm zooming out way too far. I'll type it in so you can see it. And it's right on the border, but it's just to the northeast, just a little bit here. They just built a brand new high school as well. So it's very country, small town living. And Cypress kind of shares borders with it too. So a lot of this in here is just beautiful farm country as well. So if you want some acreage, this is an area that you'd want to look at. And actually heading out the 290 outside the loop, they're building master plan communities out this way as well. So you can really stretch the budget and get out here. So I'm telling you right now, if you try and move to Houston, Texas and pick your spot, you're going to move to the wrong area. This place is massive. I've moved here not once, but twice. And I just had to move again. So I just 2 months ago moved to a new spot because I, when moving here, didn't have the, you know, luxury of all these videos and this team to talk to. So that's the number one reason I built it. We have hundreds of conversations. We love it. We're the number one relocation team, and we absolutely love when people reach out. We'll bring up the maps. We'll talk about everything that you need privately and personally with the team. And the only way that we can do that is you have to reach out. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back moving to Houston, Texas. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.